Well, welcome this evening. We are so excited to see familiar faces and to meet some new people. We're going to maybe wait 30 seconds or a minute, and there are still people joining in as we speak. So let's give everyone a chance to get in, and then we'll get started and be super efficient with our time tonight. Well, okay, it looks like we have a slowdown in the flux of people entering, so we'll go ahead and get started. We are so excited that you are here tonight and appreciate your time. We're so excited that you're going to be part of this class. We're going to talk a little bit about it in detail and just about where we've been and how excited we are for the opportunity to be able to do this class in this format. I'm going to start. We're just going to do some brief introductions, Scott and I, and then we're going to go over the expectations of the course. And then we are going to divide into cohort groups, which will make much more sense in a few minutes for those of you that are new. And then we will address questions, have a short discussion, and then send you on your way. We'll probably be finished by 5 or a little after tonight. We're really, really excited about this course. We're really excited that, oh boy, let me just help this person get this link.
I can jump in, Terry. So yeah, I think we're really excited because for a lot of the people today, this will be the 4th course. And so this means after this one, they will pretty much be endorsed, which is pretty amazing. So that we've gotten here. And super excited that the state has allowed us to do this and to try to kind of, do something a little bit outside the box, to try to meet people not only where they are, but within their time frame, so they can, not necessarily have to be in a building or other than tonight in the same spot necessarily at the same time, but can actually make this course work around their schedules. People, I have children. It was always hard when they were really young to get to a meeting and other obligations and stuff. So anyway, I think it's been a success so far, and we'll probably continue with it. So yeah, Terry.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Scott. Scott had this vision a few years ago to be able to make the GT endorsement courses more accessible to people across the state. And it really has really been a powerful opportunity. So his vision, as well as his many talents, have really made it possible. So we're going to start by introducing ourselves. I'm Terry Matson, of course. I'm a retired educator. I've been a general ed teacher. I've been a gifted ed teacher. I've worked as a gifted coordinator, as a building administrator. I've been involved in gifted education since my first year of teaching, when I met David, who rocked my world and propelled me into the gifted world. And I'm really excited to still be part of this great field and to be able to be in this course learning with you, because it's a continuous learning spectrum for me. And I'm excited to be in this course and to learn with and from you. Scott?
I'm originally from Alaska, but I've been teaching pretty much. I bounced between 8th and 10th grade, English language arts and all the variants of that, between a bunch of states before coming to Utah. And I worked in Canyons, and then I left Canyons for a couple of years and did some consulting, where I worked with small schools on reservations up in North Dakota. And then I came back to Canyons, and they put me in the position as the GT lead. And it was a steep learning curve. and but it was so rewarding to just have my eyes open and to think about the students, because I think every class I ever taught was a co-taught class. So I had a co-teacher with me in there, and I can see the students in those classes, some of them still, and I like those kids were definitely GT, and I wished I had known how to identify that. I wish I had known to be able to see what I could have done to supported them, um, in the needs that they had. So currently I'm the middle school ELA specialist, and then I also do professional learning for Canyon School District.
Um, I really have just so much respect and appreciation for Scott, and he is really the mastermind behind all of the technology development in the course, as well as the content, and he's just fantastic. So I want to just give a little bit of background to those of you who are new. We have a lot of people who are, as Scott said, this is the last class in the series of 4. But don't worry if this is your first class or second, you don't have to take the classes sequentially. And but there are a lot of new participants this year, and so we want to make sure that you know that you are welcome, even though there may be talk of previous classes and content. They stand alone, and while build on each other a bit, you'll be just fine. So there's no worries about that. Also, just to, I think maybe, Scott, we should go over just kind of what this course is and kind of the 4 areas of expectation. Would you like me to share my screen with that? I'll go ahead and share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, and this, can you see it? Okay, these are the expectations for the course. So Scott, do you want to go over these?
Yeah, sure. So each week we'll have a learning module, and our job will be to post the new learning for that week by 5 p.m. On Wednesdays. And then it'll go until the next week where the submissions for, the assignments or the work that is done will be turned in on that Thursday. One of the things that we'll ask, and I think this is one of the things that has been, I think, a strength of this course, is we've all done, well, a lot of us have done asynchronous Canvas courses, and you kind of get lost in the Canvas discussions, pretty bland, and so what we try to do is keep the human connection in there. So we have something called cohort discussion groups. And what those are is it's a group of 3 to 5 people of your choosing, who you'll choose today. And you basically meet virtually, unless you're all in the same school and you want to meet in person. But you meet each week for about 30 to 45 minutes. And we count that time towards the time needed each week for the endorsement. So that group may have assignments sometimes that you might read something different, and then come and have a discussion about something. We might ask you to submit the video. We're always happy to have you invite us if you want us to come join in, and we can make it. We'd love to be there. But basically, the groups that have been really successful, they've learned together, they've leaned into difficult conversations, but they've also had a lot of respect for one another as they kind of enter this new journey. For some, it's not a new journey anymore, but for some it might be, and sort of have your conceptions of what GT might be bent a little bit. As far as availability, we are available. We have our emails here on this handout Terry has is also on the Canvas page, which we can show you in a second. But email us. We get together every Tuesday between 4:30 and 5. In fact, I think Terry and I were missing each other so much we started doing that even though there wasn't a course, just to talk about our vacations. So, but it was, but if that doesn't work for you, the Tuesday 4:30 to 5, let us know. We are so flexible. We want this experience to be, just one that's rich and meaningful. And if it's like, oh, I can only do it on this one Thursday, but I really need to talk to somebody, reach out to Terry or myself, and we'll do our best to make it happen. The fourth part of the course is the Canvas discussion, but instead of treating that the way, at least I had experienced Canvas discussions where that took the place of the cohort group, which wasn't very successful. This is more of a synthesis. So once you've done the week's learning, it's now what do you take away after doing engaging with the materials, after having a conversation with other participants. What are your big takeaways for that week? And so it's just a synthesis each week of the learning, and those are the expectations.
Yeah, and they've been so powerful and successful. I think that the participants who are here tonight, who have participated in the discussion groups as well as the Canvas discussions, can tell you that it really does help propel that learning forward. And the only thing that I would just underscore and emphasize is the importance of being willing to challenge your own thinking, but also to be willing to be bold, to challenge others' thinking, and in all fields, but truly in the field of gifted education, there are a lot of issues and difficult conversations for which there is not one right answer or one right solution. And so challenging thinking is really, really important and a hallmark of this class. So we encourage that in the Canvas discussions and in the cohort groups to respectively challenge and be honest in the thinking and reflecting. What questions might you have before we take a stroll through the Canvas page about this course and how it works? No questions? Okay, then Scott, I think we're ready to take a drive through that Canvas course.
Okay, we do have a question. What are the themes of the 4 courses? How do I access Canvas pages? I can help with that. I'll put a link in before we leave tonight that'll allow you to self-enroll, or I can get your email and I'll just enroll you. Let's do the second part. The themes of the courses, we have assessments. We have this one, which is the learning environments. We have the one that is instruction. I don't know what's the exact name.
Curriculum and instruction, yeah.
Just in curriculum and instruction. And then we have the one that is, I'm missing one.
The intro class that overviews it all.
Oh, yeah, the intro. Yep.
I think that there have been quite a few questions coming in, both in the chat and in emails about Canvas, not being able to access Canvas, not being able to access Midas. And so I think, Scott, when Scott puts the link in for Midas and Canvas, maybe we can also put a link in for Midas. And maybe that will help a little bit. But at the very end of this discussion tonight, if you're still having trouble getting in, you can stay and we can help you troubleshoot that, and or we can help you via email as well. But no worries if you're not enrolled in those 2 things right now. We'll make sure that you get enrolled and get those challenges fixed. It seems like there's
Harry, when you click on the link, it just comes up and says the course is full, and it won't let you enroll through the link. So we have to be added to the course unless there's something that can be changed in the settings.
John, is that in Midas or Canvas?
Canvas.
In Canvas, okay. All right. Well, we'll take a look into that, and we're going to kind of keep going through right now, and we'll get all of that fixed and worked out though by the end of the night tonight. So, okay, yeah, Scott's going to take us a drive through the Canvas website.
Okay. So Canvas is a learning management system, and it's basically where we house all of the work that we'll do. Our front page is right here. You have our what's going on that you can scroll through over on the left, and then over here just what's the big stuff you need to know. So that's our announcements. Then you have our course expectations. I'm sorry, I've got a little bit of a cold, so I'm sounding kind of rough, but which is what Terry had just gone over. The syllabus for the course can be found next, and this goes over sort of the due dates and the the course and all of the other pieces of the course. And then you just have kind of a quick meet your instructors, which gives some background information about Terry and I. So when you go in, you'll land on this page right here to begin, and then you'll go over to modules. And in modules, you'll only see this first one here. But when you select that first one, the way that we've set it up, and we haven't really changed it too much, I think it's worked out pretty well, is each module will have a background for learning where we'll keep it really short, maybe a paragraph or two that's sort of like, here's a little bit of information you need to know coming into this week. And then we'll go into our learning intentions that are tied to the NAGC standards, the National Association for Gifted Children. And so we'll tie that in and say, okay, so these are the two big things we're honing in on. And then down on the bottom of the page, as you look, we'll have learning activities and resources. And what we'll usually do is we'll provide a learning guide each week. So to go through. And then beneath it, the first module, we're not going to have, we'll have a learning guide, but everything you need to know is on that guide. But normally we'll have various modes to access the information. So you might be like, okay, here's something you can read, a couple articles you can read. Here's a couple articles you can view. Here's something you can listen to, or here's something you can just kind of quickly review. And a lot of times we'll say pick 3, so that it'll try to meet you where you are. You know, so if you're like, I want to watch something, I want to listen to a podcast in the car or on a walk, then you can do that. So we're trying to meet you where you are. On the left side, this is where all the assignments are under weekly learning. You'll have discussion share, which is going to be the discussion guide. And that's where we just put in, here are some things to get that conversation going in your cohort discussion group. And so you can use it or you don't have to. If you're coming in fired and you've got things you want to talk about, then please run with it. But if you're kind of like, I don't know what to say this week, or maybe I just want a little something to lean on, then that's the discussion guide that we'll throw in there. This discussion share out, I talked about a little bit earlier, but that's just basically you synthesizing your week. What are your big takeaways that week? What are your big questions that week? Like what am I still like wrestling with in my head that doesn't, isn't sitting right with me? And you just put that in there. And then the weekly assignment, each week we'll have the assignment and we'll put it right here where it says weekly assignment for module 1. So this is what every week will look like. Our goal also at the very beginning of this journey that we're on was to try to put it all on one page. I know a lot of us do modules and it's like, there's like 10 different sites you have to go through. Our goal was to keep it in one spot so that you have a landing page and everything's just right there for you to see and do for each week. Do you have anything to add, Terry? That was kind of fast. I think your mute button's on, Terry.
That's fantastic. And the only thing I would add is just keep an eye on that front page with those announcements, because we will post things there from time to time. So that's great. Any questions? One of the questions was, what's the time frame for the classes? Yes, John, it takes 2 years. We're currently we're able to offer 2 classes a year. There are 4 classes in the series. We'll post some information on Canvas about the endorsements so that you know what you need to do to get the endorsement. Those of you that are finishing up this course will specifically address what you do next as you finish this last endorsement class. Just as a quick reference, the 4 endorsement classes are required, and then 1 professional experience of your choice. It can be a webinar, it can be a conference. We'll address that so that you have everything you need to apply for the endorsement.
Oh, sorry. I just coughed on everybody. My bad.
When the assignments are due on Wednesday of each week, the same day that a new assignment is posted, we really encourage you to stay caught up with that schedule, because oftentimes 1 week's content builds on the next. And it's really helpful to do that. But again, flexibility is the hallmark of this course. So if you have something come up, as we all do, just reach out and let us know, and we'll certainly be flexible. But and at the end of the course, we do not have very much wiggle room due to the university requirements for those of you that are taking SUU credit. We don't have much wiggle room. We have exactly, I believe it's 72 hours to grade everything and get grades submitted. So at the end of the course, it's really important that everything is submitted and turned in on time. So staying caught up along the way is helpful. And we haven't received any more approval from USBE than 2 classes a year. So we do one in the fall and one in the winter, no summer courses. You can get SUU credit. I'm sorry, I said SUU, UVU credit, just UVU, not SUU. Apologize for that. All right. All right, if there's not any more questions about that, we're going to come back together at the end, and we're going to talk specifically about this course just for a couple of minutes about what this course is about and this course content. But before we do that, we're going to get this really important job of getting you in cohort discussion groups taken care of. This is really the power of this course, these discussion groups. It's the learning, the synthesizing, the camaraderie. It's really powerful. So it's really important to be part of the groups. And a requirement of the course. Sometimes we get asked, people have a hard time finding a group that meets at a time that's convenient for their schedule. And they ask if they can be excused from the discussion groups, but we're not able to make that to make that possible, because the cohort discussion group really is the hallmark of this course. So with the number of people that we have in the course this time, hopefully there will be enough meeting times that meets everyone's needs. So what we're going to do is
Can I
Yes.
jump in real quick?
Yes.
I'm just gonna share my screen really quickly. I'm gonna send this link out before you go. Make sure you open it. You should be able to access. It's just a Google sheet. And what I'm gonna have you do is when we do have you go into your cohort group, just gonna ask, like, give your group a name if you want. It could be anything. And then let us know your members' names to the right of it. And then if you're someone who is having trouble getting into Canvas, if you don't mind just putting your email over here, then while you guys are starting in your cohort discussion, I'll jump into Canvas and just start manually adding you so we can get you in there before the end of the night.
And also, Scott, can we add a column for a group contact? There will be people who are there are people who are unable to be here tonight, and they will be given the link to this document and find a group that meets at a time that's convenient for them. So if you are willing for your email or contact information to be shared so that they can reach out to you, that would be really helpful if we could have one group contact. So what we're going to do is we're going to develop some rooms, some elementary and some secondary rooms. We could probably also include an administrator room if you're interested in that topic. And you can just jump into the rooms, and you can jump in and out of rooms, chat rooms. And so you can find a group that meets your needs in terms of level and availability and all of that. For the first few minutes, it might be a little messy as you're jumping around trying to find a group that meets your needs. But we have found that's the most efficient way to get it going, is to just be messy for a minute.
It's
and
Hunger Games style. Hunger Games style. It's the cornucopia. Gotta run for it.
I love it. Scott, can we add a column to the doc also as the meeting time so that people can see what the meeting time is?
Yes.
Great. All right. So are you perfectly clear as mud? You're going to jump in and out and find, and if you have a hard time finding a room, come back to the main room and we'll help you get somewhere. So
Jenny, that's a great question. How many people? I think around 4 or 5 is kind of the magic number for the discussion group. Probably 3 would be the lowest. And some groups have had 6 and been okay. Right, Sheena? Yes, Cami. Each group decides what's going to work best for them. And I'm about to label as soon as I'm going to open the rooms, and then I'll label, but let's say rooms 1 through 10. Actually, let's do rooms 1 through 12 will be elementary, and then 13 through 20 will be secondary. So 1 through 12, elementary, and why am I doing that numbers like that? 1 through 10 elementary, 11 through 20 secondary. And we'll open more rooms if we need to.
Let's also do an
Perfect.
administrator room.
Room 21, administrators,
Okay,
21 through 22.
okay.
So let me add a couple more.
Okay, so as muddy as that is, while Scott is getting that finalized for us, any last questions before you? Oh, we're going to give you just about 5 minutes to find your group, think of a name, decide on your meeting time, and then hop back. We'll call you back to this main room. If you need more time, we'll of course honor that, but probably about 5 minutes is what you'll need. And then we're going to come back and just touch base for 5 more minutes, and then we'll be wrapping up for the night. So.
Yeah. And if you want to mix, you're not forced to be in elementary or forced to be in secondary. If you're like, I want to mix with all of them, then feel free to do that as well. So, okay, rooms are now open.
Scott, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Okay, I'm good. I left like 2 questions, but neither of them were answered, so I don't know what happened. But
Okay.
I took 3 classes, and then I took a year off because I had a new job and I had to figure out how to do that. And now I thought this is the one that I'm missing, but they all have different names. So
Oh,
is there something that I can compare them to so I know if this is even the right class?
yes, they did change names about 2 years ago. Do you know which classes you took?
Yes, I have taken gifted and talented social and emotional needs. I've taken curriculum, and it included the practicum.
Yeah.
And I've taken gifted and talented ID and assessment.
Okay, so the only class that you have left is what used to be the intro class and now is called Learning Differences. You have taken, this class parallels the social and emotional class. So
Okay.
you've taken this course, and
Okay.
we'll be offering the class that you need in this format in January.
Okay, that's great to know. Okay.
But you can also contact Trish French at USBE and see if there's another place where you might be able to hop into.
January's fine. I don't need to do it before then.
Okay. Well,
So
then we'll
what?
look forward to seeing you in January.
Okay, yeah. And then do I need to unenroll?
Scott, what's the best way to do that with Canvas and Midas?
On both of those? Okay.
I'll do that. Yep. It might, yeah, I'll do it tonight.
Okay. All right. Sorry to waste your time. I was just very confused.
No, we're
No
glad you're
worries.
here. That was a confusing aspect. Thanks for clarifying it for us.
Perfect.
Good
Okay,
luck. We'll
thank
see you in
you.
January.
Okay.
All right, so I've got a few. Janet is saying added room 21. Yes, Janet, I will do that. Okay, and then I have Wendy. Wendy, where would you like first grade? Does it matter? I'm just gonna assign you to. I'm gonna assign you to room 8.
Kate, there's
Oh, you
a
wanted 6. Oh, shoot. Okay, well,
Kate still here. I think she's gone. There she is.
hey,
Hey,
Hi, sorry, I have a question.
yes.
This is Brenda.
Hi, Brenda.
I'm driving around and having a hard time getting into the breakout rooms. Can I do that later and sign up for one of them, or?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have that Google Doc available.
Okay,
Will you send an email to us and remind
perfect.
us you need that document, and we'll send it to you and you can sign up there?
Yes, I sure will.
Okay,
Sorry, I
No.
was trying, but it's just not going into the breakout rooms at all, so. And I
No
think I
worries.
better not keep trying driving.
I think that's a good idea.
All
Okay,
all right, I will send you an email and I'll just get signed up for that.
sounds great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can we send any of you anywhere? Are you guys looking for anything? Melissa, elementary? Melissa,
We're in here, so Stephanie and Leo and I, we're staying with the same 6 we were with last year. That's why we're just hanging out here. So
oh,
we
you
don't
need a
really-
room. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Why-
because we already have our group.
Why don't you go to that document that Scott sent the link to, and then just put all your names on it? And then you'll be,
Stephanie already did it for us. So,
oh, so you're just here
yeah.
ready for the
so
next.
we're just hanging out. That's why we're here. That's why you have so many of us.
That's great. We're
Love
glad
it.
you- Kate, do you need help finding a art teacher?
I'm okay. I just threw that out there, but actually what I really like is a group on Thursday between 5 and 6. I'm trying to go between groups to find that.
Okay, that
If
sounds
you
great.
know a way to do that faster, but
Yeah,
I will keep looking.
it is muddy. Okay.
Or if people could just write the time, maybe they have already. Let's see.
Yeah, the time should be on the
Time's on there.
document. Yeah, I think it's what is that, the fourth?
Okay.
Yeah, the fourth column.
Okay, perfect. I'm not seeing any yet, but I am not sure I can do some of these other ones. Let's see.
Hopefully a Thursday will pop up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I start one? I don't know how to, I don't know.
Well,
Are you elementary or are you
I'm
secondary?
elementary, but
Elementary,
I'm
good.
art. I'm happy to do with any group really, because I'm
Okay.
kind of different anyway, so.
I think I could broadcast, so I'm gonna broadcast.
Okay,
Okay. Mute.
Wendy. Scott, can we send Wendy to room 6?
Yes. Let me see if I can find Wendy.
I could do the Wednesday group at 5:30, but it just looks like it's already full, but Tuesdays are out for me. Oh, I see a Thursday maybe.
Thursdays at 4:15.
Yeah, it's just tricky because I have some meetings after school on,
Gotcha.
I'm
Gotcha.
trying to schedule it like 5 to 6 on a Thursday, but I will, let's see what I can.
Okay.
You could also jump into that group and see if they'd be willing to move it to 5.
Okay, I'll try that.
Schedules are always the trickiest part of everything.
are building their discussion groups. Is there one of those you'd want to join, or we have,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I opened up the Google Doc. When you say rooms, is that just like I'm looking at the doc and I'm gonna type my name in there? Sorry.
so we have breakout rooms, rooms 1 through 10, we have elementary teachers, and then rooms
just don't
11
know.
through 20.
So like, is it 1 through 20 that's like the number in the column and the lines? I don't know what breakout rooms means.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so on Zoom, they have
Yeah.
breakout rooms, so you can open up another Zoom.
Oh,
So it's for like a smaller group of people. So is there
Oh.
you have a spot on your screen that says breakout rooms on the bottom?
It's like 4 little boxes.
Yep.
like
Or
mute,
I c-
stop video participants, screen share, record reactions apps, whiteboard.
There are those. The other thing I can just send you, which might be easier,
Okay,
and then bring you back.
probably. Sorry, I don't see where
You
that
don't,
is.
no, you're fine. You're totally fine. What is your grade level?
I do 7th and 9th.
7th and 9th. Okay, let me get you into a secondary group then.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
And I'll keep hunting for breakout rooms so I can at least know what that means next time I'm on Zoom.
I've had people have that problem before where the breakout room icon didn't show up on their screen, and it's been long enough that I can't remember the solution, but I know that it's been a problem for others.
Thanks for validating me.
It's a whole nother learning curve. Kate, were you able to find a breakout group? No, not yet. Well, there's also a number of people who aren't here tonight. So you could create that group in a Google Doc. And then when we send it out to people who aren't here, perhaps you'll be able to gather a group that will be able to meet with you at that time. And if not, we can problem solve from there.
Okay. Want me to pull everyone back?
Hey, Scott, I have a question.
Sure.
My group's a little confused. They're thinking that we meet with you every week and then meet by ourselves. Is that true? Or do we meet just by ourselves every week?
Just by yourselves.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
This will be the only meeting we have with us.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, Terry and I will be around for office hours and stuff, but the only meeting like this will be today.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. All right, Terry. So it's going to be, people start pouring back in. It's going to be about 50 seconds.
Okay.
Can I ask a question really quick?
Yes.
Do we make our own group Zoom link?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
that's a good question. Okay, I think everyone is back. It looks like everyone is back. So a couple of questions came up during the breakout. So to clarify, this is the only time we will meet as a big group during this course. Your cohort discussion weekly meetings will be when you meet together, and that will be the only meeting time. Everything else will be independent and in those groups. And yes, you create your own Zoom link for this, for your cohort meetings. Are there any other questions? Looks like there might be. Yes, Kate, you can join any group. That would be great. Okay. We're going to I just want to wrap up tonight with just a bit of information about the content of this course. Then we'll stay after for any questions. A few years ago, the National Association for Gifted Children created a campaign called Gifted Knows No Boundaries. And one of the big emphasis in gifted education, important causes in gifted education, is making sure that we identify and know and understand gifted students across all boundaries, no matter the socioeconomic conditions, race, ethnic, twice exceptionalities, no matter what, that we understand and serve students across all boundaries. And part of that campaign had some subcategories. See Me really correlates with understanding who gifted students are and understanding what their needs are so that we see them and honor them and recognize them for that. And also there's a number of those subcategories, but the one that really pertains to this course is Understand Me. One of them is Teach Me, which relates to curriculum instruction, but the one that relates to this course is Understand Me. And so with what we know about gifted students and about their needs, what can we do in our classrooms and in our settings to really understand them and create learning environments that meet their unique learning needs? And so that's going to be the emphasis of this particular course. A few years ago, actually quite a few years ago, a researcher named Judy Galbraith did a study with hundreds of gifted students to find out what it was for them as gifted individuals that was hard for them in school. And that became known as the 8 Great Gripes of Gifted Students. And so this week or for right now, before we leave tonight, and this will build on some learning activities we do in the future, just put in the chat box right now, what do you think are gripes of gifted students, understanding that we're talking about learning environment? What are the gripes that gifted students have? A lot of the comments are around being bored and pacing, busy work, not stretching their minds. Yeah, you have some excellent comments, some great comments. Well, we're going to capture these comments that you are submitting right now, and we're going to use them not in this week's learning guide, but in next week's. And we're going to build on that a little bit more. I think you'll be surprised at some of the things that gifted students struggle with and what really concerns them and causes struggles for them. So keep thinking about that and know that we're going to take these ideas and take it a little bit further. But this is what this course is really going to focus on this semester. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and wrap up. Any last questions?